Yo, what is going on, guys? Johnny GB here, bringing you guys my Pokemon for Glory Next Generation Team Builder for Week 1. That's right, I'm going to start doing team builders for these. Just to kind of break down some of the sets I'm bringing for tomorrow's battle. It is Thursday, the day this is going up, so you guys will be getting P4G battles every Friday. And I'm going to mix it up instead of just doing a basic showdown. I got couple slides just to make it look a little bit nicer and kind of just break down why I have some of the stuff on my team, what my opponent has. So we are taking on Jacob as always, and the coach of the Green Bay Pikachus, who I have played countless times in many leagues over the course of my YouTube / league play career, if you want to call it that. And Jacob's just in every league that you could possibly think of: PMC, ICBA, APA, P4G, PGL. So I mean, Jacob's been in pretty much everything that I've played in at one point or another. But I mean, his team is actually kind of threatening to me because he has a Trick Room aspect to the team. So I'm going to post that here, guys, to the right hand side of the Pokemon I'll be bringing. So you guys see the Landorus Therian, Blacephalon, Tentacruel, Porygon 2 Mesprit, Alolan Executor, Mega Mawile, Jolteon, Umbreon, Mienshao, and Omastar. So, I mean, he does have that Trick Room aspect. I'm hoping he can bring Trick Room so that I have no need to set up Trick Room on my own. He also has some offensive threats to my team: Landorus Therian, Blacephalon, both very good Pokemon versus my team, along with Jolteon as well. But kicking it off, we're starting off with Greninja. It was kind of like the first thing I decided to build, and it was probably one of the sets I'm on the fence about. I'm not 100% confident. So what we have here, we have 140 speed EVs. This is to outspeed a max speed. I believe it was the max speed. It was to outspeed the max speed Mienshao, so didn't want Mienshao choice band pretty much just sweeping me, so I made some changes and made sure that I outsped a max speed Mienshao because I'm not going to be outspeeding a Jolteon in any way, shape, or form. So that's what the 140 Timid is. The rest of it I put into HP to try to take hits. I mean, with the 67 and 71 defense stats, it's not like Greninja's going to be taking hits, but it's just to help take hits a little bit more effective, and then just max special attack. Now, moveset wise, looking at his hazard removal, it's just Tentacruel, so I do have the extra sensory there. He does have an Omastar, but I'm not really treating that as much of a threat this matchup as Tentacruel will be, because I mean, Tentacruel would like to switch into possibly Lycanroc, Greninja, or Tangrowth even potentially. So extra sensory is there so that I can hit the Tentacruel, and then Ice Beam is there for me to hit the Landorus, because looking at his team, it would be nice to have Psychic Stab on, I mean Dark or Water Stab, but when I actually look at the breakdown of his team, nothing, I really don't need a Water or Dark Stab, other than for maybe Blacephalon, but I have several things to deal with a Blacephalon on my team. So this is, in my opinion, the best I could do with Greninja. Now, looking at his team, Toxic Spikes and Spikes are very useful to wear down stuff like Jolteon, Mega Mawile, even Umbreon. Being able to poison the Umbreon if he does not have Heal Bell is very good. Or if he were to bring a Regenerator Mienshao, getting the toxic damage and having Spikes on the ground is just ways to wear down. So he does have the Tentacruel, which can absorb Toxic Spikes, so it's one of those things where I have the extra sensory to get rid of the Tentacruel and then set up the Toxic Spikes, which I gotta figure that with the different checks I have on my team, he will be forced to switch quite a bit. So Hazard Stack is a very good start for me, and it also weakens the Mega Mawile. It's not the bulkiest Pokemon in the world, so being able to just get little chips of damage every time it comes in can be very useful for me. Now, to pair alongside Greninja, I needed something to switch into the Blacephalon, and Silvally Fire is a very good one. Now, again, this is just another moveset I'm not too confident in, simply because of there's a lot of moves I want to put on Silvally, but I'm not sure which ones are the right ones. And Parting Shot was the one move that it's kind of just mandatory on Silvally, and it gives me very good switch initiative. If Mega Mawile has already Mega Evolved, I can be able to put Mega Mawile at -1 attack, put Landorus Therian at -1 attack, so it just gives me some form of switch initiative with a benefit that forces my opponent to switch now. So that's where I'm getting that possibly Toxic Spikes or even Spike damage onto Tentacruel, Umbreon, just Pokemon along those lines that really need to be weakened by those hazards. And then Pursuit, because he does have the Blacephalon, since I'm using this to switch into Blacephalon, Pursuit works out very good because it can do a good amount of damage to the Blacephalon on switch out. Blacephalon, I think, only has a 53 defense stat, so Ice Beam and Multi-Attack, they're kind of there because Ice Beam is to hit Landorus, Multi-Attack is to hit pretty much just for Fire Stab against Mega Mawile, because this also can be used as a Mega Mawile switch, and you see physically defensive here, but can take hits very well from Blacephalon as well. Now for kind of the offense on the team, we have a Shuca Berry Magearna here, and the Shuca Berry is pretty much as a Landorus check, because I do have Ice Beam, Calm Mind, Hidden Power, and Floor Cannon. Now the HP Fire is to hit the Mega Mawile, Ice Beam is there for the Landorus Therian, Floor Cannon is there for Stab, Calm Mind, pretty much I can switch it into possibly Jolteon, or bring it in to check his Alolan Executor or Porygon 2, set up a Calm Mind as he goes to Landorus, and I do have the Shuca Berry, so I can live in Earthquake, does about 46 to 54%, I want to say, and then from there, kill the Landorus with an Ice Beam, and now I got a +2 Mega Mawile on the field with +1 defense. So, I mean, he can check it with stuff like Blacephalon, Tentacruel, but it just hits a lot of his team extremely hard. And it doesn't have very many good switch-ins. He does have checks to it, just not many good switch-ins that he doesn't want taking a good amount of damage. And now for just more defense, I do need that Landorus switch-in. Now, it's not very reliable with Flyinium Z, just roaming around. But we have a Rocky Helmet, Tangrowth, just a full max defensive Tangrowth, which I think suits the matchup. Now, moveset-wise, I do have Reflect to help out some of my Pokemon take on the Landorus, because, I mean, you look at this team, and I'm very weak to Landorus. I got 1, 2, 3. If you want to include Greninja and Kecleon, I have 4 Pokemon weak to Landorus, or just get obliterated by Landorus. So Reflect is there to pretty much help take on Landorus and the Mega Mawile. Rocky Helmets to get chip damage on both of those as well. Leech Seed pretty much for recovery, helps also phase out some of my opponent's Pokemon. Then I got Knockoff and Earthquake, so no Grass Stab, Tangrowth. Knockoff is there for pretty much anything that wants to switch in on my Tangrowth. If I can remove leftovers from Umbreon, makes it easier for me in case it's not a wish set. If it is a wish set, that's even less recovery this Umbreon is getting. Earthquake, because it does hit his switch-ins to my Tangrowth. Other than Landorus, you're looking at Blacephalon. If he were to want to switch into my Tangrowth, I can hit it with Earthquake. Tentacruel, I hit with Earthquake. Knockoff gets a Eviolite off the Porygon 2. Jolteon gets hit by Earthquake. So, Earthquake here helps me out with the Pokemon that Tangrowth can't really hit much damage for. And it's pretty much just there to switch into Landorus Earthquakes, take damage, fire off a Leech Seed, gain recovery. That's the main goal I want with Tangrowth here, because it can keep Magearna healthy if maybe its last Pokemon, Magearna's gaining HP from it. So, not much I can do about Tangrowth there. It's pretty much my physical wall for this game. Now, my secondary Blacephalon switch, or primary, whichever one, is Kecleon. Now, I love using Kecleon. We have an Adamant max, almost max attack. I decided to put some into special defense, mostly to take, I think it's to be 4-hit KO'd by Blacephalon Fire Blast, so that's the option there. But this is pretty much, I don't want to say the glue of the team, but it does a lot versus Jacob's team. You have Knockoff, which can be very crucial in getting rid of stuff like Black Sludge from Tentacruel, leftovers from Umbreon, potentially Choice Scarfs from Landorus or Blacephalon. Sucker Punch is there because it just destroys Blacephalon after the Protean. Ice Punch is there in case he possibly wants to switch it in on, in case he wants to switch in Landorus to my Kecleon. And then Drain Punch helps me take on the Umbreon, as well gives me some form of recovery for my Kecleon. So it's pretty much switch into Blacephalon, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, whatever comes in. And then finally, we have a support Lycanroc Dusk, Stealth Rock, Excel Rock, Toxic, and Drill Run. So the reason I have Toxic, because Lando Therian walls Lycanroc Dusk back, forward, side, left, right, whatever. Lycanroc cannot do anything. Now, if I was able to get Ice Fang, maybe I could touch Landorus a little bit, but in the meantime, Toxic is the only way I can really hit Landorus. And with Drill Run, I can force out Tentacruel, I can KO Tentacruel, I can KO Mega Mawile. So, boosted Drill Run, very good move to have. Thank God it got some type of ground move through the move tutors. And Excel Rock is there for priority because it does blow black with Blacephalon. So, this is just pretty much a support Lycanroc. Get the rocks up, get rid of the hazard removal of Tentacruel, slap a Toxic on Lando, we're good to go. That's pretty much all Lycanroc will be used for this game. But if you guys are hyped for this week's game, go ahead, leave a like down on the video, check out the battle going up tomorrow. I want to say about 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 6 o'clock for you East Coast viewers. With all that being said, guys, I am Johnny GB, and I'm out.